Hello there. Now that spring is here, I wanted to go over a couple things about compost. I get a lot of questions about our compost and why we don't use it to heat our greenhouse. This is our entire pile from a year's worth, and it's just a nice small pile. And if we wanted to actually heat the greenhouse with the compost, we would need a lot of it. I did the calculations once, and we would have to truck in a lot of material just to get enough heat out of compost. We just don't generate enough waste material, even from the lawn and the leaves and the greenhouse and the garden, to justify spending a whole lot of time trying to run heating coils and moving the material into the greenhouse or anything. So we just leave it out here and let it do its thing naturally. Once winter sets in, we really don't get a lot, but you can see down at the bottom there's some nice stuff in here that's left over from the summer decomposition. But once winter sets in, it just gets too cold, and whatever was left here in the fall is almost exactly the same. So not a whole lot goes on during the winter. I'm pretty lazy with my composting, so I don't bother turning it or anything. Every spring, whether it's ready or not, I just take it and spread it all out into the garden just to get the pile out of the way. So we really just start a brand new pile every year. Like I said, I don't put a whole lot of effort into it. I can't be bothered spending time doing all of these fancy things. I know a lot of people like to, but once I spread this out into the garden and rototill it in, it's just going to disappear anyway, so there's no need screening it or anything. Part of the thing with our compost is not a lot of green in it, mostly leaves and other dried out stuff, so I really can't keep that compost accelerated and moving along. So that's about it for the compost pile, nothing left. It covered about 3/4 of the garden, spreading it out, so it's not even enough to cover everything. So where the corn was last year, we'll just leave it uncovered, and now it's time to break out the rototiller. So this is my tiller. It is definitely not a model for ideal safety. I replaced the engine on it a couple of years ago. There's no covers on any of the belts. They're all exposed for your fingers. And the tines have no covers on them. This is factory default here. Never had any safety there. The rear cover fell off years ago. You can see the old hinge where it used to be, and it's actually easier to use it without it on there. And there's no throttle controls or safety levers on the handle, so it's pretty awesome to use because I can actually walk away from it, pick out rocks, and leave it running. So I like it, but I'm sure the safety agencies would not appreciate this one at all. One really nice feature of this that you don't see much anymore is you can release the handles and then run it sideways, so you don't have to walk through the area that you just rototilled. So, and that locks right into place, and I can just run it sideways. It's pretty cool. So let's get this bad boy started and see how it works this year. And as I walk out of the garden, I discover our compost pile has already started again for next year.